Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of This Could Get Weird. I am Adam Stone.
I'm Adam Blosher.
And it's that time of year, Adam.
Fucking Halloween.
Halloween is here, and kids everywhere.
Not really doing much anymore, actually.
I know, man. They just lost the feeling, I guess.
I'd say it's kind of community parents' fault or random strangers, because you can't really trust that much people anymore.
Like an extreme mode of stranger dangers.
Yeah. Stranger danger.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one time you do want to take candy from strangers, and they won't let you.
Yeah.
Might be razor blades or heroin in it.
Heroin. Ooh, opiates. No, not so much, but yeah, the fun of it has been taken out, and
then the costume's been turned mostly into either child costumes from like 8 and below, or sexy costumes.
Yeah, I've noticed that trend too.
It's like, I'm a sexy angel. No, you a hoa.
Yeah, and you're only about 9 years old. Why don't you just dress like a princess or something?
Got me.
Yeah, it's driving me nuts, but what can you do? Kids are kids, especially the way they evolved.
It's also the parents' fault, too.
Yeah, mainly. Because punk-ass parents.
Because, I don't know about you, but growing up, I never wanted to be a sexy angel.
No. Don't. Yeah, I can't even picture that, thank God. I know.
Off to the store.
No, please don't. Don't ruin this time of year, because it's Halloween, man.
Yeah.
Finally, we have a Halloween special.
Took fucking time, man.
Yeah. Should we call it a spooktacular?
If you want to be corny about it.
Or no. Horrific episode? No, the horrific episode?
If it's going to be that bad.
No, we got some fun planned for you folks. We're not going to leave you out in the cold.
All alone and all that.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, it's that magical time of year for most people.
Weather's nice, cold. Days are short, nights are long. Free candy.
Free candy everywhere. Mm-hmm. Especially where we work. We usually have like a half box of candy, and now it's just like packed to the brim. We're like, ooh.
Quick, favorite candy.
Favorite candy, Reese's.
Twizzlers.
Nah, I'm not a licorice guy.
Black licorice is devil's.
It's all devil to me. It's just eating semi-flavored wax.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah. It's like the worst type of candy you get as a kid is wax lips.
Never heard of it.
It's just big, puffy looking, like red lips, and you put it in your mouth, and you just, I guess, suck on it or chew on it, and it looks like you got big red lips. It's terrible tasting candy.
Candy duck face.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. It was duck face before it was the duck face. So I'm surprised that those pictures haven't showed up online. If they even make those anymore.
Doubt it.
They've probably gone the way of the candy cigarettes and the...
Man, candy cigarettes were awesome.
And the chocolate footballs.
Haven't seen those.
Yeah, they were just about, no bigger than maybe like a Hershey's Kiss. But they were shaped like a football, and they were wrapped in like a gold foil.
Okay.
And it had like a football design on it. They were awesome.
So where are those gone?
I don't know. I remember, there was like this store that we used to go. It was a little convenience store. It's a liquor store now. It's been a liquor store forever. But we used to go up there all the time, and that's where we used to get hush puppies or slush puppies. I think that's what they were called. But they were just slushies. They were so good.
There was this one candy I used to eat as a kid. It was called a Wonder Ball. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, you break it?
No, that's the orange.
Okay.
The Wonder Ball
it's got like nerds in it or something like that. It's hollowed out.
A chocolate sphere hollow in the center, and just bite into it, and it got little tiny crunchy candies inside.
That's kind of like those...
They stopped making it because of choking hazards.
I believe it. In Europe, there's this craze going on. It's called Wonderkin. And basically they're just like chocolate covered eggs with little toys in them, but the toys are really badass. And they won't ship them over here or sell them. You gotta, smuggle them pretty much. Because like my nieces and nephews, they watch these videos for hours on YouTube, and I was like, "Well, what's the big deal?" And I look at them like, "Oh my god!" I mean, it's like licensed merchandise, but not so licensed. I don't know if it's like official.
So what? It's like chomping into a candy and getting like a tiny transformer or something.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I mean, it could be anything.
Yeah.
It can be, like from Cars, like a little Lightning McQueen. It's a little rolling car, but you put the stickers on yourself and stuff.
Huh.
I mean, it could be anything you can think of, just compacted.
It's understandable why we wouldn't sell it over here, because we're full of just so many idiots. They just the whole thing in one bite.
That's just it, I think.
Then just choke on the toy. Like,
right.
Well, Darwinism. Congratulations. Yeah. Your prize was Darwinism. Glad you accepted it.
Yep. That's pretty much the size of it, but yeah, candy is not, well, candy is candy, but I don't know, it's just, everything's different. It's like, costumes like we were talking about are different. I remember when I was growing up, the cheap costume was the vinyl outfit with like, it was like almost, maybe like a onesie, but it like tied up in the back.
Yeah.
And it came like halfway over your shoulders. And yeah, real good for cold weather.
Yeah.
You had to wear something underneath.
Of course.
And the masks were like the cheap rubber band with the that plastic, and like all of them had like a slit in the mouth.
Yeah.
And
because that helps you breathe.
Well, yeah. But it was also there to torture kids, because every kid tried to stick their tongue through it, and it would like get jammed in there.
See, I was smart.
Pieces of your tongue when
See,
you
I
pull
was
it
smart
back.
to not do that.
Yeah, well, every kid did it.
Nope.
Yeah, right. Well, during your time, they were gone.
No, they were there for about 2 years of my Halloweening that I can remember. Never did it.
What costumes do you remember?
The masks things that I did. The first one, I don't know why. I think it was I forgot who gave it to me, but it was like a clown outfit.
Yeah.
I didn't like it very much.
I was a clown one year.
I think it's like a standard for kids.
Yeah. But I had like the big red nose and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but my mom was pissed off because I messed with it so much that it kept falling off.
Aww.
And I think I lost a costume contest because of that. Because it just wouldn't fucking stay on.
Duct tape.
But see, I think she was at fault because she put the white makeup over my nose too. And that just kind of lost its, not elastic, but
grip.
Yeah, kind of like the texture inside the nose was just too smooth, and it just dropped right off. And I had the big ass wig. It was a lame Halloween.
Fucking rainbow afro.
Yeah, it really wasn't a lame Halloween.
Most of the outfits, at least in my neighborhood growing up, were usually either handmade or just random shit thrown together. It was not much bought costumes.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess just
I think
imagination.
I think the most time people would buy for their outfits would be like makeup or like vampire things or like Frankenstein Scrooge, shit like that. Other than that, it was like, you want to be Frankenstein? Old torn up jacket, torn up jeans, green makeup. Frankenstein.
Green makeup and a scar across the head. Like a pencil scar.
Yeah. Get like a Sharpie.
Right.
Like, congratulations, you're a fucking monster.
Yay, give me candy.
Candy.
Or, you ever seen the Garfield Halloween special?
Which one?
There was the only one I knew of. It was it came out in the 80s.
Okay, then probably not, because I wasn't born.
This one was awesome, because there's one scene in it that terrified me, because him and Odie, it's Halloween, they're excited.
Yeah.
Garfield was a pirate. And they go up to like the first store, and the standard things, trick or treat. And his whole thing, he just holds his bag open. Gimme.
Gimme.
And he just gets like a few. And Odie gets a whole lot. He's like, what is this? And they go up to the creepy house, and it's a haunted house. That scene creeped me out as a kid. because the ghost just, it was that older style animation. It kind of looked realistic, pseudo real, like it was rotoscoped.
Yeah.
Kind of had that look to it, and it looked creepy as hell. But I remember him standing outside the house. It's just standard old creepy house, and there's thunder and lightning behind it. He's just standing there, and he turns back towards the audience or the camera and says, "Nice touch." That used to crack me up as a kid.
The whole break in the, what was it, fourth dimension or something?
Through the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, so, what were your fondest Halloween memories?
I'd say my fondest ones come in middle school to high school, because that's when I found my real best friend.
Right.
Dude was fucking awesome. His name was Alex Crow. Dude.
He's already got a cool name.
Huh?
He's already got a cool name.
Yeah. Well, that was Alex was his middle name. His Michael Alexander Crow. I know.
Jesus.
Yeah. Dude was fucking sweet.
How could you go wrong?
And oddly enough, he annoyed me into friendship.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
One of those.
Well, it's because, you know how quiet and shy I can be around new people.
Yeah.
And he sat behind me in class, and he would just poke my back like, hey, what? Want to be friends? All right.
That was it?
That's basically how it happened.
That works.
And
It's
fucking,
effective.
like, glue ever since, man.
Yeah.
But, one year I was, like, kind of Wolfman style. I had this, my big old plaid jacket I had back then. I had extra, like, little fur come out the end of the sleeves where my hands were. Had some come out of my shirt, even though I didn't really need it back then. Fucked up my hair, got some mousse, it'd be kind of like spiky and back and all that shit. And brown makeup for my face. Candy. Got the toothpaste around my mouth, so it looked like I was frothing.
Yeah.
Knock on the door, it's give me candy!
Get him away, get him away. Yeah, that's pretty effective. I always had memories of the mall. They used to have every store. Now today, you know the mall I'm talking about, Shepherd Mall.
Yeah.
How it's like an office park. You wouldn't think that once upon a time, that place was packed with stores.
Oh, yeah?
From end to end. And it was like a community in that mall. And every store would open up for Halloween, and have somebody would stand outside and give out candy and whatever. And I remember they used to have a movie theater. Pass out these long tubes of popcorn.
Oh, I remember those.
And it was so awesome. I mean, it was just like, I don't even want popcorn, but this is just awesome.
See, the problem with me is anytime we got to popcorn, it was always stale.
Yeah.
So we just hit each other with it.
Oh, this was fresh. I mean, it was in like a foil wrapper. So it was still hot.
Yeah.
And it was so badass. It was just like, oh, I got a bunch of popcorn. We used to get our trick-or-treat bags from the school.
Yeah.
They'd send us home with it. And I remember we'd fill it up to the brim. Because what we'd do, we'd go to the mall first.
Yeah.
And then we'd go hit the neighborhoods afterwards. We'd go all over the place.
Did you use plastic pumpkin or like pillowcase?
I never got around to the pillowcase.
Really?
We had a pumpkins once upon a time. I remember McDonald's.
Yeah.
They gave out
Halloween pails.
Yeah, the little pails. And I remember I had one of those one year, and that filled up too much.
See, for me is I had the pumpkin pail 1 year, then I realized this pillowcase can hold like 5 times the amount. So I'm like, fuck the pumpkin. I want this pillowcase.
Yeah. Just hobo style.
Yeah. I was a hobo for 1 year too. It was the my junior year, I believe. Had a wig that had like half hair.
You had the bag with the stick?
Bag with a stick.
Nice.
I had a sign, tattered up clothes, big fucking beard, threw dirt on my face. It's awesome.
I remember 1 year I went as Highlander. I was Connor McLeod. Because I had a
Were you the only one?
I was the only one. There could be only one, and I was the only one.
There you go.
I made my own sword, too. It was, It was pseudo creative. I had this old, it was like a squeeze toy type of thing for like Ghostbusters, the wand that went to the proton pack. It was about, maybe 6 inches long.
Yeah.
And you'd stick like little foam, just little yellow darts in there and squeeze it and pop it out.
Gotcha.
And what I did was, there's this piece off of a car. It was like the lining. It was a silver lining, but it was like straight. And I just stuck that in there, white tape up to the hilt, and had a sword.
That's cool.
Stuff it in my brain. And then what I did was I had like an old sweater, and I stuck like a hole right in the middle of it and put like a little bit of blood in there, fake blood, like I got stabbed or something. And that's what I did. I had the overcoat like he had.
Yeah.
And I was Highlander.
I tried making a weapon for a Halloween costume one time in my high school years because I had a shop class. Turns out, school classes or teachers or whatever the fuck you want to call them, they don't appreciate you making weaponry in school.
Oh, in school, yeah.
In school, because it was shop class. I'm like, I'm going to weld me a fucking sword for Halloween. And it was also going to go for my, your shop test at the end of the year. You just have to make something awesome.
Could you blacksmith it?
No, not blacksmith it. They weren't like that. I would have to, just cut the pieces and just weld them together and all that shit.
That'd be cool. Did they have an anvil and all that?
No anvil.
Lame.
I know. But I get halfway into making the sword. They can tell what it's going to be. They're they just took it no, you can't make that. Why? It's a weapon. Not yet.
Well,
you can hurt people. I'll dull it out. Still taking it.
Anything in your hands, I think, will wind up being a weapon. But that can be for anybody.
So instead, I made a wooden bow staff. Because it's not pointy, so they didn't consider it a weapon.
Huh. You could bludgeon somebody to death as opposed to stabbing somebody. Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. But I'd say maybe the Halloween curfew for us, non-existent. Never had a curfew. You could stay out till fucking the next day.
I want to say I vaguely remember a curfew when they were doing a cutoff time. But I don't really remember anybody really following
it. Yeah.
Because people were out. I remember being out.
There are enough people out there that nothing's going to happen.
I remember being out 11:30 at night and still trick-or-treating. We used to just hit up everything we could get our damn hands on. If they had candy, if their light was on, porch light was on.
They got candy.
And that was the sign.
What we would do is, after we would make a round, we would have a neighborhood here, here, and here. And after we hit the third one, we would go home, change our costume a little bit, and go back to the first neighborhood.
Tricky bastards.
We run through those 3 neighborhoods 3 times. So by the end of the night, you have 2 full fucking pillowcases of candy. You're yes.
God.
And then, of course, the next day, you're sick as fuck.
Yeah. You with that much candy, I would not.
Oh, I had to... Normally, the day after Halloween, I couldn't go to school. Because I would just eat candy. Then pass out.
I believe it.
I can't eat candy corn anymore. Because I would eat so much as a kid. Now, if I eat even one piece, I get sick.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's how I am with bologna. I had a whole summer where I ate nothing but ham, cold ham. I can eat cooked ham, but when it's cold, I can't eat a ham sandwich. Just something with it, I just lost it. But I remember one year. Do you remember when those little cyborg hands came out?
Yeah.
I got an idea off that, and I was like, well, I'm going to get my mom to get me that. Because everybody, it was a funny thing with that hand. Everybody that got it did one thing with it. Flip people off.
Well, yeah.
Because you control the hands.
Yeah, you can control each finger and all that.
It was basically a gauntlet.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could put your fingers in there, control the fingers, except for the thumb. The thumb was just kind of there.
Yeah.
It was stuck.
Yeah.
So you just had like 3 fingers on this mechanism. It would control all the fingers.
Yeah.
And
everyone would walk around with the flipping people. I was like, look what I'm doing, but I'm not really doing it.
Right. And well, technically you were. You just stuck those other 3 fingers down, and that just left that other one alone.
Indirectly flipping people off.
Right. But I got the bright idea, so I was like, all right, I'm going to make a cyborg costume.
All right.
Or an android, at least, or something.
Terminator?
No. I didn't go full Terminator.
Glasses with the red dot.
That would have been bitching, but I wasn't that creative, or I was too poor, or something.
Both.
Both. What I did was, we had an old broken VCR, and I gutted it.
All right.
And I took, like, the circuit board, ripped open a shirt, strapped it to my chest, dumped a bunch of blood on it, and then I got, like, some of that fake skin, put that on the side of my face, and started putting car fuses into it, and I bloodied it up. And I had that cyborg hand, bloodied that up, and had to stick it through my sleeve.
Yeah.
Costume, done.
Nice.
And everybody would ask, what are you? I'm like, I was a kid who got hit by a truck, and I'm really a robot. Oh.
Hey, whatever works, man.
Hey, you gotta have imagination.
Aha.
But I remember that year.
Something people are lacking nowadays.
It's probably one of the last times I ever danced.
Oh.
Yeah. I was at it was a friend's Halloween party, and he lived down the street. And they invited me. I remember that was the year we had snow come through.
Okay.
It was a lot of damn snow. And I went over there. They said to be there about like 5.
Yeah.
I'm over there ready to party. Nobody's home except for the dad. Dad comes out, looks at me, and just starts cracking up. Look at all that crap you got on you. I was like, well, where are they at? When are they going to be here? I don't know. They'll be back here in a little while. So I took my ass all the way home and sat there and sat there and sat there. It was about 7 o'clock. And I was like, okay. But the thing was, my makeup was perfect at the time.
Yeah.
But when this happened, and the stuff was already falling off because of the cold, it froze up the skin, and that was falling off.
Yeah.
I had to reapply all this crap, and it didn't work. It was perfect the first time.
Yeah.
But the second time, not so much. But I went to that party, and yeah, it was a kid's party. I was about 10,
Hookers
maybe.
and blow.
That would have been interesting. Huh. It's like a big mound of, you can just walk in and right there in the middle of the kitchen tables, like, all this freaking cocaine. It's like,
It's like, no. Pixie sticks. Take a sniff.
Oh, okay, I got this. I could see the sound. No, it was just standard kid stuff. They had music. And, it was funny because it was an all-black family.
Okay.
He invited all of his cousins and friends, and I was the only white guy there.
Nice.
And they had a dance contest for a cupcake.
For a single cupcake.
For a damn cupcake. Hey, it had the spider ring on it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was boss. It was like, I'm going to win that damn thing. And I threw caution to the wind, and I danced like the whitest motherfucker you knew. And
Did they give you like a pity cupcake?
no, I fucking won.
No way.
Yeah, I won. Everybody else was doing their standard shit. I was like, fuck all that. White boy moves, bitch.
Activate white mode. You've activated my trap card.
And, yeah, I wound up winning that contest. I won that cupcake, and victory tasted so sweet. I outshined all these fools. Ha! I got mad skills, but I never danced again.
Damn.
Because I think a year later, puberty hit, and I was like, don't do that. Girls don't like that. Okay, never do that again.
Hmm.
So that's why I don't dance. So every time you like play one of your goofy songs, you're like, dance, Adam, dance, and I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen.
Aw.
I have no rhythm. I mean, literally no
You
rhythm.
don't need rhythm to dance. You just let the music tell your body what to do.
The only dance I could probably do is dance to Mexican music. So all you do is pump your fists back and forth and walk back and forth, and you look like you're grooving.
Okay.
That's it. That's all you need to do for a Mexican dance.
I'll stick with my music and my moves, thank you.
You and your, what's that crap? Dansu crap. But yeah, I was a crow one year. That was badass. I had a black trench coat, all black clothes.
Yeah.
And I remember it was the year the second Crow came out, and I had the soundtrack. I even woke up early, and I was playing that soundtrack while I'm putting it on, getting into fucking character.
Nice.
But one thing I didn't know about back then was you add powder to it afterwards, because all it is was grease paint. It was all white, and I added the black to it afterwards.
Yeah.
I did it with my fingers, and it looked pretty cool, but it was just the powder. So, no. But I didn't know anything about, like, adding the powder to it, to dry it up, to make it solid.
Gotcha.
I wish I did, though. But, I wore that.
You should go into work with that makeup on.
Well, the crow makeup?
The crow makeup's going to work. I hate this place.
I'll come back to avenge my soul that you've stolen.
Yeah.
Bastards. Victims, aren't we all? Oh, man. From the book, there's a part where he gets this junkie to OD, and he's filling himself with this morphine, because this guy was a morphine addict, and he's just like stabbing himself in the chest in like a circle, and he's like cutting himself while he's like giving like this badass monologue, and he gives the guy a hot dose, and he's nodding off to death. And when the guys discover him in his own blood, he put on the wall, it's like this such a metal thing to put, but I know why Jesus wept, motherfucker. That's just in his blood on the wall. While this guy's just laying there dead after getting the hot dose. It's so cool. But yeah, I went to school like that. It was just so badass. We had like a big dance. I just pimped around like the crow, circling the dance floor. Because it was all crappy, it wasn't even techno back then. It was just mainly hip-hop.
School dance music.
Yeah.
I've been to one of those.
Signs. It was the music of the time.
I'll dance to just about any type of music.
Uh-huh.
I went to the school dance. I'm like, fuck this shit.
It would always make me mad because the group of people that I knew, I kind of hung around with, every time See You at the Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony came on, they would like stop being goofy and get real serious and go hang out by the speaker. And just group around, just like mumble along to it. Like mouth the words and shit. Like they were fucking hard. It's like 2 or 3 of you are Indian and most of you are white. There's no black guys around. You're not hard. You're not cool. You're fucking chilly. And everybody knows chilly ain't cool. Thank you, George Carlin. But I remember pimping around, as the crow.
Yeah.
And then went home, took the makeup off, and a friend of mine wanted to go trick-or-treating. But the problem that day was it was raining all day, and it was cold as hell. Nobody was trick-or-treating.
More candy for you.
Well, nobody was, like, opening their doors. It was so cold.
Bastards.
Yeah. So I just kind of pimped
They
around
just walk into the house, kick the door open, give me candy!
I know, right? Give me your phone, especially painted up like the crow.
Yeah.
Just jump in. Gentlemen! And just point at just random person. I want him. You there. How do you feel? Feel like a little worm in a big fucking hook? Like a little worm on a big fucking hook. Boy, I bet your daddy is just so proud.
Walk into some door. I demand sustenance of the sugary kind. Give unto me the sacrifice of your labors.
give me your shit. No, but yeah, because I remember like that night though, just for the hell of it, because I felt so badass earlier in it, I decided to just put all the makeup on again and just hang out. That was like the last real good time in Halloween. I remember later, I think a year or two later, is when Scream came out, and that costume got really big. The Ghostface costume.
I remember that came out. I'm like, what the fuck is this costume?
Yeah, I remember I was dying for one, just to have it, you know. It was just the mystique behind it. Because it's so fucking creepy if you think about it, because the way it was designed, it's like a ghosty...
It was like a Reaper dress almost.
Yeah, and like the tassels that hang around from the forearms.
Yeah.
When you're running in that thing, it's just flowing, and it just looks so creepy in that warped face. It's just, ugh. But the thing I didn't like about that costume was it wasn't like a pullover hood that came with it. It was just a mask.
Yeah.
And it just looked so retarded because a bit of your face would stick out and your hair would stick out. And it just drove me crazy. And the only time you can actually get the one with the hood, it was a glow-in-the-dark mask.
Yeah.
But lately, they've been coming out with the non-glow-in-the-dark hoods.
Yeah. But you won't buy it now because you're an adult.
I don't give a fuck.
You should still buy it just because. Just to make the inner child happy.
Yeah. Get that, a Michael Myers mask, a Freddy mask, a hockey mask.
The year that that Scream costume came out, it was like one of the few years where I actually bought my entire costume.
Yeah.
I was a pimp. and our circle of friends, I actually had 3 of the girls that were in our group. I had them follow me, be my bitches. And I had a pimp cane. I had a little pimp walk going on.
You know what you should have
Awesome.
did? If you knew about Epic Mealtime back then. If you had the beard, you could have been Harley. You can hold a bowl of mac and cheese with bacon on it.
That was when I had a little beard back then.
See, and you could have been all like, see all these bitches? Bitches love bacon, mac and cheese.
Smart.
And then you pull out barbecue sauce because he's sauce boss.
Sauce
boss. And start dumping it on there. And then you have a couple of your other female friends just start like flocking around you. Told you this shit works. What y'all know about that? God.
Whereas nowadays, as far as I can tell, for like the past, since I've moved here, I really haven't seen any Halloween shit in neighborhoods, at least.
Yeah.
It's all like go to like a church to do fun games and not Halloween because Halloween is too dark.
Yeah.
It's called just like fun night with your church.
Fuck that.
Like, nah, I'm good. I want Halloween of zombie pumpkins and death chasing me.
Yeah. Get back to the grassroots of the whole thing. Speaking of grassroots, have you ever heard of the Halloween tree? Story written by Ray Bradbury in '67.
Okay.
And it was remade, actually. I'm surprised you don't know about it because it was remade in like 90. Well, yeah, you probably would know about it. 93.
Okay.
They actually made a movie or a cartoon movie.
Okay.
It was an animated movie by Hanna-Barbera. And it actually won an Emmy.
Was it called The Halloween Tree?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Strange. I watch a lot of Hanna-Barbera stuff. I wouldn't haven't heard of that one.
Yeah. I remember seeing it on like Fox, I think. It was like just before Halloween or the day of Halloween. And it was on like right after Batman.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Dude, Batman Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They had a comic called Long Halloween. That's another tale for another time.
Yeah.
But the Halloween tree, and Ray Bradbury, he was the narrator. And Leonard Nimoy played a voice in it.
Oh, that's cool.
And he was like one of the coolest characters in the show. It's about these kids. They're going out to go trick-or-treating one night. And they go to a friend's house to go get him.
Yeah.
And ambulances taken off, and like there's a note left on the door, and basically saying, I think I've got something wrong with something called my appendix. And it's an emergency. Basically, appendicitis of like the worst degree. He's getting taken to the hospital. He says, hey, follow me. I don't want to miss out on this night. And so they're trying to chase this ambulance down.
Okay.
And they're like, all right, we can get there faster if we go through spooky old woods. Let's go through the spooky old woods.
Do it.
And they're like, I don't know. Let's go. We got to help our friend. And what makes them pretty much kind of decide is they see their friend running through the woods down this path. And they're like, holy crap. So they go chasing after him and chase him to this creepy ass house.
Yeah.
And they show up at the house and I think they see their friend go in there. And the guy that lives there, they call him Mr. Moundshroud. That's who Leonard Nimoy played in the animated movie.
All right.
And he basically explains to them, yeah, that kid's mine. His soul's mine. He's kind of like the Grim Reaper, I guess.
Okay.
It's it's so foggy. But he says, all right, I'll tell you what, try to keep up with me. Because I'm going to, if you last till dawn, your friend will be all right. And what he does is kind of takes them through all the different traditions where Halloween came from.
All right.
And it was everything from the Egyptian to Celtic, all the different little beliefs and stuff like that. They borrow that the main, Halloween is borrowed from Mexico Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just basically just breaking it down to them, where we borrowed from
like the true meaning of Halloween and all its origins, and where it's come from.
And like the reason why people dress up in costume is to fool evil spirits.
Yeah, to keep the spirits away from taking your soul.
Mm-hmm. And the whole thing with candy and giving out gifts to kids and stuff like that was
offering to something.
It's offering to their ancestors. Because their ancestors come door to door and
gotcha.
After they rise from the grave and come home and say, hey, what up on that pie? And
Grandma, what are you doing here? I like that pie.
Oh,
here you go.
Thank you there, sonny. Your nose just fell off, Grandma, into the pie. Oh, darn it, I hate when that happens. But cool little things like, how they explain, the story of jack-o'-lanterns. Because the reason why it's called Halloween tree is there's this huge tree.
Weren't jack-o'-lanterns supposed to be like a ward against the demons or something?
Yeah, but they originally weren't pumpkins.
Oh, yeah?
You know what they were? They were...
human heads.
No.
Damn.
Squash.
I was close.
You can make them look like shrunken human heads, I guess. But no, squashes, not... They're green and not
the
orange.
tall ones?
Tall ones, small ones, you name it. That's where they were originally made from.
Cool.
And yeah, they're just kind of like to ward off the evil and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm probably, butchering it, but I'm doing my best here. 'Cause like I said, it's been a long time. I should have read the book. But, yeah, it basically breaks down the entire history, more or less, of how Halloween came to be. And it's very cool, especially for that time. If you read the book or watch the movie. Reading the book, you'll get a lot more out of it, of course.
Of course.
But, the movie did it some justice. I remember seeing the movie first, and then immediately after, going to my library at my school, and they had it, and I read it there, and it was like, oh my God.
Do you know if any of the Halloween origins have come from the Salem witch trials?
I don't know about directly, but I know the concept. I guess just the dark goth feeling of that era. I guess, is attributed to Halloween. You can't think about Halloween without thinking about a witch.
True.
Because ghosts, witches,
skeletons.
Those are like, the old three main. And then, the horror movie monsters came along. Then Dracula.
Blair.
Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
The Bride.
See, the thing is for me about Frankenstein's monsters, everyone calls the monster Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It's not Frankenstein, it's the monster.
It's the monster, the creature, however.
Frankenstein is the scientist.
Yes. I know. It's a common misconception that everybody gets, but it's kind of just one of those blurred lines. I'll ask you just point blank. You ever read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein?
No.
I haven't either. I tried to read it
I've seen one Frankenstein movie. It's Young Frankenstein.
Oh, that's an awesome movie.
Abby Normal.
Abby Normal. Abby Normal. Yeah. That was a pretty good movie. Awesome movie. Hilarious.
I've seen very few of the horror movie, like big guy movies.
You ought to watch Dracula one night, dude. The original. No, it holds up as the creep factor, dude. Because it was last year around this time I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Just to give it a go. And you got to think for its time, that was fucking terrifying. Because the creepiest scene in that movie is still, it still kind of gives me chills, is Renfield. When they're on the boat taking Dracula from Budapest to England. And, when he slaughters the entire ship and because he lets Dracula out. And
that's a smart move.
Well, he was under his spell, basically.
Yeah.
He was his ghoul.
Yeah.
And it was so creepy because after Dracula slaughtered the entire ship, he went back down into the bowels, and Renfield was the only one left, feeding on the rats and other insect life. And when it just docks on its own and stuff, and they're investigating, and then they open up that cargo door, and at the bottom is Renfield. He's got hands on each side of the railing, and he's grinning, and his eyes just looking up at him, and he's laughing. Just doing that shit. And it's fucking terrifying because he's just down there just looking up at him. And that's like 1931, I want to say that movie came out, and it still holds up. Holy shit. It's just terrifying. Yeah. And Bela Lugosi, he played that role forever, even before that on Broadway, or not. I don't know if he was on Broadway, but he'd play it in theater and stuff like that. He knew that role inside and out.
Gotcha.
That's why he was selected for that role.
Makes sense.
And just the way he played it, just his eyes. It's always about his eyes and the eyebrows. And no, he'd bug his eyes out and then do it's like that scowl. And just stare at you, just blank faced. And the way he'd hold his hands up.
The claw.
He'd just kind of stiffen his hand out there. And
that's gotta be shit for your hand if you just keep
well,
doing
no,
that.
The joke was in the movie Ed Wood. Because Ed Wood actually became real good friends with Bela Lugosi. And they were watching one of his old movies. I think it was White Zombie. And he was doing the scene. He was like reenacting the scene as they're watching it on TV during Halloween.
Yeah.
And he does this thing where he's hypnotizing a woman. And he's doing the whole bug eye thing. And it's just like whitened on his eyes. And it's like cameras just zooming in. And he starts doing this. Like this, where he's like rotating his wrist, or pushing his hand out and like doing like he's grabbing something.
Yeah.
And Ed's like looking at him while he's doing it. He's like, "How do you do that?" He's like, "First, it helps to be Hungarian and double jointed." It's hilarious, and like it was sad because the trick or treaters came. He was like, "Ooh," because he still had his Dracula outfit on. And he puts his fake fangs in, and he opens the door, and all the kids, a couple of kids run off, and one's just standing there in like a soldier outfit. He's like, "Aren't you scared?" And the kids all like, "What, a bunch of fake fangs?" And Ed steps in, and he was like, "You think that's scary? Take a look at these." And he like has like false dentures on the top of his mouth and pulls them out and does this. Kid freaks out and takes off. He was like, "How did you do that?" He was like, "I lost him in the war." It was amazing. But yeah, like stuff like that, it still holds up. And the thing about the Mummy, he's only the Mummy one time in that damn movie. And it's just a close-up shot of because he's always like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's that one scene where it's just him and he's starting to wake up. All creepy like.
Yeah.
To grab out to you. And of course, Frankenstein wasn't necessarily scary per se. It was just famous for just the notion of it. Grave robbing. Just to build, a man and reanimate him. And that scene did happen though that they make fun of in Frankenstein. Where he sends in Igor to get the brain. It was a killer. No, it was a normal brain. The abnormal one was the brain of like a killer or something like that. That's why he's conflicted.
Gotcha.
And all that. But that scene did it because he had the normal brain, and there's like this clash of lightning startles him and he drops it.
Yeah.
And he just grabs the first brain he sees. And that's where, things kind of go south. But it's a lot different than Mary Shelley's. A whole lot different. It's like Bram Stoker's Dracula, the original book. It's more of a diary.
Here's a question for you about the mummies and all that stuff. Mummy is technically dead person come back to life.
Okay.
What's the difference between a mummy and a zombie then?
The mummy has all their thoughts, memories, things like that. They basically have a soul, and they don't eat you.
They just want to kill you, more or less.
More or less. They have an agenda.
Gotcha.
And it's not hunger.
Okay.
Zombie is just walking husk.
Gotcha.
And they only have, that one thought process. Eat as much as possible.
Possible?
Possible. I'm inventing that word.
Okay.
Don't steal it. Copyright Adam Stone.
Okay.
But yeah, you should, check out the Halloween tree.
Yeah, the only real, I guess you could say Halloween thing I'd really watch on TV was the Charlie Brown Halloween.
Charlie Brown special, yes. With his holy-ass ghost costume.
Ooh, Holy Ghost.
Ooh, I got this. I got a rock.
Yeah.
Give the fucking kid a break.
I know.
I heard a weird fact about Charlie Brown the other day. Before Sally,
Yeah.
Charles Schultz gave him like a sister that was pretty much just like him. And nobody liked the character. So, one of the readers that kept writing into him, he just wrote a comic strip of her, I think, hanging herself. And that's fucking morbid.
Huh.
Just got rid of her basically that way. She was only in for 3 or 4 strips.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, he just got tired of people giving him shit about it. So he's like, fine, she's dead. Now fuck off. And then Sally came along, and she was a lot more lovable. She always picked on that poor kid, too. Why is everybody always picking on me? Yeah, Charlie Brown. God, there's Charlie Brown, the Garfield special, Halloween special. There's several others. I don't count Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm sorry, people. I'm not one of the people that think it's the greatest thing since freaking paper was made.
It's okay.
It's alright. I mean, I don't go overly gaga over it. I mean, go ahead if you want to. Feel free. It's your prerogative. I'll give Tim Burton credit for being Tim Burton, I guess, for once, because he's so deep and nobody understands him. Have you ever heard him talk?
No.
That's how he is.
Okay.
He's got this black wild hair. He looks like the typical emo goth.
Okay.
He's all artistic about it, just with his mannerisms, and actually, listening to some other podcasts talking about him. They were Fat Man on Batman. They were talking about they were actually watching the movies and doing their own commentary over it. And he was like, "This movie is not about Batman at all. It's more about focused on the villains." About, Penguin and shit like that being, grotesque creature and shit like that. He focused more on, the villains than he did on Batman. Batman just happened to be there in the background.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on in here? Want some justice?
I'm coming in with justice. But, yeah, it was more about, Catwoman and Joker and... It wasn't just because it was Jack Nicholson playing. It was just because, he had a little more input, I think, in those characters. But I think... Well, no, I take that back. I think Jack Nicholson was just being Jack Nicholson. As his interpretation of the Joker. Now, yeah, but the way those movies are shot, yeah, it's very true. It's just that Tim Burton edge that he has. And, it's meaningful. And they're outcasts, kind of like I was as a boy. Shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah. That's Tim Burton. And, Nightmare Before Christmas is, just him merging Halloween and Christmas.
Obviously.
And
it was an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Of the worlds all basically being able to interact with each other and all that shit. But That's about it.
I mean, I can get the idea, yeah, after Halloween shuts down, the other holidays come up. And, yeah, they wanted a piece of the pie. Which, man, yeah. You could sing those songs to your heart's content. I don't know one word to them. I think I only know the little guys. The Shock, Lock, and Roll.
I don't fucking know.
I think that's their name.
I know a little bit of the words to the This Is Halloween song, but that's about it.
I don't know any of it. Now, do you know who wrote the music?
Nope.
Danny Elfman.
Okay.
He did. He does all the music for Tim Burton's movies.
Okay.
Because
Wait. Was Tim Burton's wife voiced in the movie?
It depends on which wife, because
Doesn't matter. Was I guess the wife he had at the time?
Well, for a long time he was married to
Because I've been noticing
a burlesque model named Lisa Marie, and he put her in a shit ton of his movies.
Because I know y'all tell me he always has his wife in whatever movie he's doing.
Yeah, and still to this day, because he wound up marrying Helena Bonham Carter. Because around Planet of the Apes time, he met her and fell in love with her, and they were married. I think they're off. Maybe I heard something about that recently, but nevertheless, then he started putting Helena Bonham Carter in all of his movies.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, after that, she was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Or Willy Wonka. Do they call it Willy Wonka?
No, it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay, they call it by their original name, even though it had nothing to do with the fucking book.
I didn't like that movie at all.
Yeah, she was in Sweeney Todd.
Didn't like
Alice
that
in
movie.
Wonderland.
Didn't see that movie.
I never saw that one. Even the Corpse Bride. She was the voice of the bride.
Oh, that was an alright movie.
I never saw it.
Is that?
I was like, it's same style as Nightmare Before Christmas. Was she in? No. She, I think, Sleepy Hollow was before Planet of the Apes, so she wasn't in that one. But Lisa Marie was. It's the most wonderful time of year, Adam. We should be happy. Is it because we're adults?
Well, I'm happy.
Well, yeah.
I'm always happy when holidays come around.
Yeah.
It's because, I have an inner child that hasn't died like yours.
Yeah,
mine is not
was,
a shriveled raisin.
Yeah. Mine was killed because of work and life in general.
See, I still have that hope for life.
But see, past couple of years, there's been a while for, holidays have been dying for me. And, where we work doesn't help it.
No.
But at the same time, I'm trying not to get the kid side of it back, but try to, maybe more or less adapt my own way.
Okay.
Celebrate in my own manner.
Okay.
Because,
buy a bag of candy at half price the next day?
Sure. That could work. Well, in general, though, Halloween is, basically meant to honor the dead.
Basically.
So what you could do is light a candle.
Burn a
or
witch.
Something. Or burn a witch. But that didn't work so well.
Burn a witch.
Well, look at the poster on the wall. Did that work?
Yeah, obviously.
Don't burn a witch.
Silent Hill poster on the wall, people.
Yes, don't burn a witch. Especially when that witch has high PK abilities and has a town as a conductor, and she will fuck your shit up. I mean, if you haven't seen that movie, you'll understand, or even played the games at all. But nonetheless, don't go around burning people, please. Because it could all come to haunt us.
Burn a candle. Light someone on fire. Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. It's how do we go from honoring to creating the dead?
I want to honor you. Die for me.
Yeah, here, go strap you to this candle and light your ass on fire. I'm honoring and creating you at the same time.
They should give me a fucking medal.
Golly. And throw candy at her while you're at it.
Licorice. That shit would melt and stick.
Oh, God, that would hurt. That would fucking, ugh. Plus, now I smell like a fucking Twizzler.
Woo.
Nom. Oh, don't eat me. Now you're throwing cannibalism in the whole thing.
I've got my own holiday now.
Man, I don't like your world of Halloween. Just burn a candle and, Honor some people, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
Honor the dead.
Mm.
But, you know, general things like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about necessarily, it's not really about the costumes or the candy and stuff. It just helps. It just makes it fun.
Yeah.
Adds a twist to it. But with commercialism,
yeah.
now the only time I really do get like a spark for Halloween with old is my brother sets his decorations up. You need to drive by there one night.
Mm.
It is so badass. Because he's got like just all types of stuff. And it's just lit up. Because like he's got the ghost from Pac-Man being chased by like a pumpkin version of Pac-Man.
That's cool.
It says Happy Halloween and stuff. And
they what they should do is dig a hole about half your size and put you in the hole. Get like some zombie shit on the top half of you, just like wait for kids to walk up to get candy. Go try to grab out to them from the ground.
yeah, I don't want to sit out there all night in the cold.
Put a little heater in the hole with you.
Yeah,
Keep your niblets warm.
That's a fire hazard. And I don't want my niblets set on fire.
Light a candle.
You're going about this all wrong. No, they got something similar to that. It's got like this little skeleton thing. It's got the head and the hands, and they light up orange.
Uh-huh.
And they're like sticking out of the dirt. And what he did was this year he took one of my old shirts that got too smoke damaged,
Yeah.
threw some dirt on it, and kind of set it up to look like it's coming out of the ground.
I still want to dig a hole and put you in it, though. Not dead-like, but just shove you in a hole.
What am I gonna say, you morbid son of a bitch?
Zombie Adam.
I could probably do that for a couple of hours.
You could have like a twisted version of like Adam and Eve. He wants to steal his rib back from the living.
Yeah, that's all kids need to hear is like, walk up there, give me your rib.
Give me your McRib. Take it, I'm sorry.
That'd be amazing. Somebody actually shows up with like a rib or something like, there you go. Start eating it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You shall live today.
The streets will not flow with your blood. Not today. Well, in any case, you know, Halloween is here. Because technically, is by the time this comes out,
It's the start of the 3 holiday end of the year, basically.
yeah, it's like after Halloween, all the fun just stops for me. I don't know about you. Well, it's because of where we work.
True. But
We're in the center of retail hell.
yeah, but I still try to have fun for Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's going to be different this year. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for those 2 holidays, though.
Yeah, you're going to probably get off lucky because you're going to be working during the daytime.
Yeah, but I don't know how... I don't know how my dad does those holidays now because I've been away for so long.
Maybe you just go to your sister's?
Maybe. Shit, if she could stand me for that long.
Why not?
I tend to annoy people if you haven't
Maybe
noticed.
she's put up with you, first half of your life. What's a few more years? Or an hours, at least.
Yeah.
You'll be alright. She'll get over it.
Salt tablet.
Can she cook?
Hmm?
Can she cook?
I don't know.
Oh.
Because when we lived together in my dad's house, I would make the meals.
I thought you didn't know how to cook.
Not properly.
So would you Charlie Brown it up, make popcorn, toast,
Uh,
jelly beans?
No. It was like actual meals, but it took a lot longer than it should because I had to like make something fail and then redo it. But I guess like moving here, I'd forgotten how to cook. It's like it's a new life, memories. Pfft.
I'm just
Damn
learning
it.
how to make bread, and it's easier than you think. Especially
Think of me like Homer Simpson. Pour the bowl of cereal, milk, fire.
Okay, I can see that.
That's how it is now. But before I came here, I actually made food.
Yeah, fair enough.
And every time I've been over to my sister's, we never eat there. It's usually because we're just visiting, we go out somewhere to eat.
All right.
So I don't know if she can cook.
Well, time to test her. Help her out, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay.
Would you and your daddy gonna sit in your ass watch football? Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, none of those sports, thank you very much. I'm full.
I don't get the whole big deal. That's a whole podcast for a whole other time. But happy Halloween, everyone.
Woo!
Because technically today, when this podcast comes out, it'll be on Halloween.
Sweetness.
So, yeah.
Give me some candy, motherfuckers.
Yes, give us candy. Hell yeah. You should give us candy.
Do it.
Or just give us some likes, subscribe, email us, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Weirdpodcast@gmail.com. That is weirdpodcast@gmail.com. Weird podcast is one word. Drop us a line. Tell us we suck. I don't care. Just say something.
You suck.
Not you.
Damn it.
This is both of us here.
We suck.
It's like, no, sir. You suck.
It's like, no, I insist. You suck.
No, please. You suck.
This could go on somewhere very bad very quickly.
Yeah. I said, what the fuck's going on in there?
That's where the parent walks into this conversation.
And they're just pointing at each other. You suck.
You suck.
Well, in any case, yep. Enjoy your Halloween, folks. Try not to
Die.
Get drunk. Have a designated driver if you're going to any parties. And, yeah.
Have fun.
Most important, have fun. So, for this week, thank you for listening. I am Adam Stone.
I'm Adam Blocher.
Happy Halloween and stay weird, everyone.